Thanks for tuning into the BoshNRoll channel. Liking the video and subscribing to the channel are free and easy for you, and they help me out a lot. If you want to go further with your support, Patreon and YouTube membership offer access to the BoshNRoll Discord community, early access to lists, written content, things like that. You can have me play your deck on the channel, and the highest tiers come with individual coaching sessions. If you use YouTube membership, you also get sweet badges and emotes integrated here into YouTube. You can support the channel while you shop at tcgplayer.com by using my affiliate link in the video description, and you can play any deck anytime by using a cardhoarder.com loan account on Magic Online. If you want to wear your support, check out the merch store. And of course, thanks for being here. Now let's go play some Magic. Welcome to another BoshNRoll Legacy video. Today, at the request of Patreon subscriber Ken, I am digging back into Displacer Kitten, the hot new card from Commander Legends 2, Baldur's Gate. A couple days on the channel, I did a Esper Yorion version. That version was really great. We did really well with the deck. I was insanely impressed with the fair and square Displacer Kitten, like not even comboing, just having this card in play is pretty bonkers in Legacy where spells are so cheap. And this is a completely different take on it. I guess completely different might be a little generous. There's still blue mana, white mana, Narset, Teferi, Wandering Emperor, Displacer Kitten, Force of Will. Like, I mean, you know, within the frame of Legacy, this is a very different take on it, not completely. While the previous list used Baleful Strix and Recruiter of the Guard as value pieces that you could get paid off of Displacer Kitten, even if you're not comboing, and the previous version also had one Mox Amber and one Thassa's Oracle, so if you start doing the Displacer Teferi thing, you actually win on the spot. This deck leans much harder into Monastery Mentor, and more Wandering Emperor, less Teferi. It's kind of playing a more normal Jeskai Mentor kind of deck. It's just threatening to pop off with Displacer Kitten, which is a different thing than the other deck, which had passively good Esper colored Legacy cards, but was really trying to combo. This has actively good, powerful Jeskai cards, but also threatens to combo too. So it's a kind of a reverse of that other version. If you missed that last video and haven't seen Displacer Kitten in action, the combo I'm talking about is Teferi Time Raveler, any zero-cost artifact, and Displacer Kitten. When you have Teferi and Kitten in play, you play Mishra's Bauble. You use Kitten to flicker Teferi, who comes into play with fresh 4 loyalty, and the game sees a new object, so it can activate its loyalty abilities again. You bounce the Mishra's Bauble that you just cast back to your hand, drawing a card in the process from Teferi's ability. Then you replay the Bauble, flicker the Teferi with the Kitten, and you do that, and you can draw as many cards as you want and build as much Storm as you have cards in your deck. Monastery Mentor, if you have Mentor, you just need to cast 18 spells, and it's lethal by itself. If you have 1 or 2 monks in play, it'll add up really quick. Or if you don't have a Mentor at all, you can just draw until your hand is 6 counterspells in Monastery Mentor, then play the Mentor and pass the turn with lethal in play and a handful of counterspells. The really cool thing that I learned in the last league that I wasn't super obvious on the surface, like I could have figured it out, but I didn't realize how cracked it was in practice. Displacer Kitten with Narset or Teferi, even when you're not comboing, like if you have Kitten and Narset in play, you can activate Narset, find a Ponder, cast Ponder, flicker Narset, resolve your Ponder, activate Narset again. If you found a Brainstorm or another Ponder or any spell at all, you find a Mishra's Bauble, cast that, flicker Narset, you get another activation. It just becomes like a completely insane Dragon's Rage Channeler effect. Like Dragon's Rage Channeler surveils every time you cast a non-creature card. Displacer Kitten means you impulse for a spell every time you cast a non-creature spell, or you bounce a thing and draw a card every time you cast a non-creature spell. Completely insane, just fair and square. Even the Wandering Emperor. We never had these two in play together in the last league, but make a 2/2, flicker it, make a 2/2, flicker it, make a 2/2. Just pass the turn with 6 power in play. I guess it would be 8 power with Kitten. Or like if your opponent attacked last turn, minus on their Murktide Regent, cast Ponder, flicker, minus on their Delver. Now they have nothing. And you still have the Wandering Emperor. Crazy. The rest of the cards in the deck are all just Jeskai control stuff. But the exciting part is the Displacer Kitten, the Monastery Mentor, And this is just like a mid-range, more fair version of Kitten, but still has the ability to go pseudo infinite. It's not really infinite. It's equal to the number of cards in your deck, but it has the ability to go big enough to be lethal out of nowhere with the cat. A little less value, no Baleful Strix, no Recruiter of the Guard, a little less high-end combo, no Thassa's Oracle, but we're shooting right down the middle of the lane here with all these Monastery Mentors and all these Planeswalkers. Let's jump into this, see how it plays. I'm on the play in round 1. I'm going to keep this hand. I am going to bobble my opponent for information. In the other deck that I played, I was kind of more interested in sandbagging zeros early on because I wasn't sure. Like, I wanted to be able to pop if I was going to pop. Right, we know Ponder is in this deck. Fair enough. I'll just pass it and draw a card. But in this one, I kind of want the velocity early. In being able to cast Mentor on turn 3 and immediately trigger it's pretty exciting. We'll see how these baubles work. And there's only 4 zeros in this deck compared to 5 in the other, but the other was an 80 card deck. I like the bauble. I'm using it. It's already been used. Deal with it. If I had Mentor in hand and 3 lands and Force of Will, I probably just would have held on to bauble. And on turn 3, Mentor, cast bauble, trigger, hold up Force trigger again. They did not shuffle their library. They used the Ponder we just saw. That was a good draw. Scalding Tarn, fetch land goes well with this Brainstorm. I don't want Kitten just yet. Oh, but it is my blue card. And I'm going to put back Plateau and Plains. I want to do it in the other order, though. Plains and Plateau. Yeah. All right. I can decide if I want these cards. Next turn, depending on what they show me, I might just jam Mentor with Force backup, see where it goes. Beseiju. Yikes. Okay. Oh, seems like it's time to jam Mentor. Probably wanted to shuffle that. Do it. Was busy being scared of Beseiju. Okay, here's Mentor. Playing against some sort of show and tell deck. Not going to be able to counter the show and tell if they have it. We can put in Kitten, see what happens. We're in a bad spot, though. Main deck Beseiju. Shit's twisted. Oh, an Underground Sea. The blue-black show and tell deck I've seen around. Well, I guess I'm putting Kitten into play. There's Omniscience. Archon of Cruelty. I have to Force of Will that. I could let it resolve, actually, and Swords to Plowshares it. Save my Force for something else. Would they bait with this? Yeah, probably. Alright, I'm going to let this resolve. Sack the Kitten. And discard Plateau. They have Emrakul or some shit, I'm dead anyway. Alright, I'm not beating 2 of these. Alright, yeah. We don't need to keep playing this one. Yep, main deck Beseiju doing work here. Looks like they had Force backup anyway. Guess we'll never know if they had a blue card to go with it. But overwhelmed by the powerful card. Beseiju. What am I doing here? Red Blast. Ruination's always tricky. Like Ruination or Back to Basics, this kind of stuff. I have brought it in specifically to combat Beseiju in the past in decks. And that was going to be a problem. So probably want to keep doing that. Archon is interesting, though. That means Swords of Plowshares is good, where normally it's not in matchups like this. Flusterstorm, Pyroblast. I might not have room for Ruination. Engineered Explosives, not gonna help me out a lot here. I think I need to chill on Kitten and Prismatic Ending. Like, being a fair blue deck with a 4-mana combo piece in it is great in Blue Mirrors, and it's bad in matchups where your opponent has a 3-mana combo piece. Yeah, I think I just need to Turbo Mentor this opponent and hope it works. Hope they don't have Beseiju. Can I board in Ruination? Card is just such a problem. Maybe one less Swords to Plowshares, one more Ruination. Alright, fine. We're doing it, let's go. There is sometimes argument to bring in Surgical Extraction against show and tell decks, and that depends on how good you are at answering the first show and tell. Like, any deck with discard, I would definitely have Surgical in as well. The Beseiju scares the shit out of me, though. So, why are they on Archon and not anything else? This might be like a half show and tell, half reanimator deck. Maybe I did want Surgicals. I've already clicked submit and the game is loading. Like, I can't move cards around right now, so it's too late. Let's see if we get a game 3. New information. Ugh. This is not good. Not bad, though. I'll keep it. Got a lot of card selection. I'm going to bobble myself and use a fetch land like a Scry. If I like the card, I won't fetch. If I do like the card, I'll fetch. I think I do like Narset. Ponder. Don't need 2 Narsets, but I'm going to end up with all of these anyway. If I take any, I'm going to get them all. Might as well take them all then. Because I get 1 for the Ponder now, 1 for the Bobble on their turn, then I draw for turn. 2 for Bobble. Ponder from the opponent. Off of Underground Sea. Gotta, like, plan a little bit for Ruination. I'm not gonna nuke my mana base. It's more important to cast spells against the combo deck. Like, anytime they don't have Boseiju, I'm gonna rather have non-basic lands. But if we do end up in a spot where Ruination is on the table, I don't want to, like, destroy 1 of their lands and 4 of mine. I'm not winning that game either. I gotta kind of walk the tightrope. Oh, a Lotus Petal. Okay, I'm drawing a Narset. I'm gonna play a land and cast Brainstorm. Kitten and Teferi. Okay. Teferi is pretty solid. I'm gonna get rid of Plateau and Narset. I want to keep 4 mana around for the cat or the Emperor. We get time for all that. There's Boseiju. I'm going to fetch a basic island here. Ponder. Okay, my options here are like play Teferi, play Narset. I think Narset is better than Teferi. We don't need to win a counter war, and we don't have counter spells anyway. Pyroblast, Brainstorm, Swords of Plowshares. Alright, I'll take Pyroblast. If they cast Show and Tell and put in Omniscience, I can put in my Scalding Tarn and then Pyroblast the Omniscience. They get priority once in between that happening. Entomb, yikes. Is a Reanimator deck. Should have read that. Archon is scary. Wow, they're passing the turn. I am not relieved by that. I am suspicious. I don't know what's going on right now. Found a Mishra's Bauble. Okay. I think I want the Scalding Tarn. And I can play Teferi and get ready to go infinite next turn. Like, I have the Bauble. Like, I could play Bauble, get a card now. Or I could Teferi, hold up Pyroblast. Weird they didn't do anything last turn. Alright, I'm playing Teferi. Gonna minus on nothing. Oh my god. Please let me get a turn here. Let's go. Let's go. Don't kill me right now. Maybe I'm supposed to bobble to avoid being killed right now. Don't have anything. Yes. 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 I love when a plan comes together. Now it's a little awkward because I have my infinite cat combo. I could also just smear my opponent across the floor. I'm gonna ponder because this land is going away. There is a basic mountain in my deck. Don't need another cat. Do I want plow? Probably not. Yeah, it's always good. Fetch basic mountain, and I'm gonna pass the turn and Ruination in their upkeep. Bang! I was trying to get them to fetch this last land before it was too late. Yeah, before they saw the Ruination. That's what I'm trying to spit out here. Alright, we killed Boseiju and 2 other lands. They haven't done anything on recent turns. Let's see if I am rewarded here, or if they're like, fuck it, time to jam. Because I don't have a counterspell. But they haven't needed to respect a counterspell yet this game. I don't know. I don't know what's going on right now. They could just show and tell and kill me, for all I know. Okay. Didn't have it. Plus Teferi. Now I can draw as many cards as I want. It's not, like, lethal yet. Maybe they'll just concede, though. Assume that I have some sort of infinite. Which I don't. I can at least hit my land drop and draw as many cards as I want, though. And Teferi, bounce Bauble. Found the land. Teferi, flicker you again. Bounce Bauble. It's multiple Pyroblasts. Do I want to flicker Narset now and put the shields up? I might have been impatient there. Like, I should have waited till I found a Force of Will. Yeah, that was bad. Okay. I don't have to stop. I could just Brainstorm, pick up a Force of Will, reset Teferi. Yeah, that might have been bad. I was like, oh, I got Pyroblast, I'm good. That's the, like, if we had an Oracle in the deck, we would have just won. So, noted, let's note that for the future. All right, show and tell, good. That's the one I needed you to have. I'm going to grab a Plateau here, because I do have the Wandering Emperor in my hand. Counter target spell if it's blue. Don't mind if I do. I'm going to flicker to Fairy. Reset this homie. That's in the graveyard now. Alright, not going to make that mistake again. I'm going to attack with my cat. Start getting some damage in here. Activate Narset. What we're cooking with. Flusterstorm, I like that. Fairy. Go. Bubble Flicker to Fairy. I think now I just want to go until I have Mentor. Because I can put a zillion creatures into play and pass with counterspells up. Yeah, that's my plan now. Last turn I didn't have 3 mana for Mentor, but now I think the plan is very easily find one. It is impressive how quick this all comes together, especially once you stick a cat and you're flickering planeswalkers and just get to dig forever. And it's getting too large. 2 bubbles now. Play the other one and reset Narset for funsies. I've never had 2 cats in play before. I think that is flying a little too close to the sun. There you are, you big, beautiful beast. All right, there's Mentor. Here's my... I guess I should fetch for Volcanic Island to make sure I have all the right colors and don't deck myself. Okay, how far do I need to go on this? There's 24 cards in my deck. I can go a little deeper. Okay, this is lethal next turn. I have a grip full of counter spells. I can stop. I have Force, Pyroblast, and Flusterstorm. Guess I should activate Narset, see if I can pick up another Force, and I did. I just want to be a little bit careful and respectful of the fact that I have no way to recycle my deck, and I do need to pass the turn to win. Cleanup step. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Okay, there we go. Lethal on board with a grip full of counters. Force blue card, Fluster Pyroblast are all live. Cunning Wish is going to get a Pyroblast. And Ruination definitely won this game, by the way. No Flicker Narset, reset her. Okay, and we're in my turn. I guess I just make some monks. Now the prowess is lethal. Yeah, having an Oracle in the deck versus just Mentor is kind of like deterministic versus plenty are the two like things you're measuring. Like there's a point where you have enough, where this is certainly enough. It did felt kind of sad passing the turn with the combo twice, but also we did plenty. All right. Thank you for your service, Ruination. I needed you more than I knew. Okay. What am I cutting to make room for some surgical extractions? I think I want 2, but not all of them. Because it's bad against half the deck and good against the other side. And we haven't even really seen the other side yet. We saw an Entomb, which is kind of a smoking gun, that there is actual Reanimator stuff going on. I'm going to cut another Plow. And is it an EI? Is that possibly correct? Could be a Bauble, but I do like being able to combo. Mentor is important. Maybe Wandering Emperor is the clunker here. Okay, I'm going to do this. I'll keep this one and hope they're on a graveyard strat. Turn 1 to Seiju. Ruination, where are you? I'm going to play Scalding Tarn. That gets basic island if I need it. Alright, Flusterstorm is not the worst thing I've ever seen. It can protect Swords to Plowshares. If my opponent slams Show and Tell next turn and just puts in a creature, that's going to be really reasonable. Alright, here it comes. Do I let this resolve or do I fetch? I think I fetch first. I'm just going to get Volcanic Island. And Show and Tell is going to resolve because I cannot counter it. I put in Mentor. You put in Archon. This is actually perfect. This is exactly what I was looking for. Now I can plow the Archon, which makes a monk, which absorbs the trigger. And if they force back, I can fluster their force. And if they don't, then my monk just dies. and I'm Gucci. All right, lose the monk and probably the basic mountain. So, nah, yeah, basic mountain is the worst card in this hand. And now I can extract their show and tells as well. That feels good. Even get a monk out of the deal. That's one way to mitigate Beseiju. Just take away the spell that they would want to make uncounterable. What's in this hand? Oh, you did have the Force of Will. Fascinating. I'll fluster that. Gotta fight over something. Yeah, this is a case of the thing that came out of my show and tell, or their show and tell that I provided, turned out to be better than theirs. Is always a dangerous game. Part of casting a spell like that. A forced pitching Ponder. A lot of triggers in this deck. Flusterstorm is gone. We're forcing again. Do we have days? Because I have another surgical. Even if they have another layer of protection. I'm willing to go into the mud over this. Surgical. Oh, they're surgicaling their show and tell in response. Okay. We're going all the way in on this. I'm getting you again. If they're willing to do all this, then there must not really be a backup plan. Or there's a show and tell in hand. We got Brazen Borrower and Entomb. What's going on in this deck? There is Exhume, 1 Animate Dead, 3 Exhumes, 1 Shallow Grave, 1 Reanimate. Some Eliminates, Brazen Borrower. All right. They kind of got me a little bit, baiting out the second surgical there. I would have certainly preferred... Oh, wow. They did a good job selling that they had more than they did. Got Brazen Borrower and Entomb over there. I can EI now, which might miss, but I think is worth doing. There are baubles in the deck. Maybe this is not worth doing. Take a turn off and chill. Yeah, I'm going to take a turn off and chill. If my plains was a mountain island, or if it was an island, I would have gone for it. But there's not enough white cards that I would want to cast here to make that worth doing. I could definitely still lose this game. They find a reanimate quickly. Ugh, Brainstorm's really good. Don't really know anything about their hand anymore. If they have Entomb and Animate Dead, I could just lose. The only 2 mana black spell I saw on their deck was Eliminate. Yeah, so they're spending 2 life to cast an uncounterable Eliminate. No more monks for me, but I have 3 prowess creatures in play. Red, blue. See if my patience paid off. No, because I didn't draw a blue land. Okay, great. I'm going to put another EI in my hand. Put Ponder on the bottom. Exile Force of Will. Play my land. Force of Will doesn't work anyway because of the Seiju. They're down to 1 card. If they kept the Entomb, they can Entomb in the end step and just YOLO for a reanimation spell. The 2 non-blue lands in the deck coming in hot right now. Brazen Borrower is now a hard removal spell on one of my monks. Running out of velocity here. Yep, there's that. Starting to stabilize. Need a big prowess turn. Okay, Bauble's a big prowess turn. Gonna tap the plateau, leaving up blue this time. I didn't have a choice last turn. It was just... I guess if I knew I was gonna miss on a land, I could have done it a little differently. Okay, this is great. I'm gonna put the Fairy in my hand, Mentor on the bottom, exile Scalding Tarn, play Scalding Tarn, fetch for Teferi, Tundra, play Teferi. This is 6 damage, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can put them to 1 this turn. And then they can't Beseiju, they can't reanimate. Put Archon in the graveyard, that is probably the right choice. Fairy, then I play the Bauble. Then I Teferi, bounce the Bauble. Then I replay the Bauble. Oh, and I have the combo for next turn. So there might not be a next turn, though. I think I actually have to Bauble them. I'll know if they're going to draw a good card or not. Oh, Ponder. Well, maybe. Alright, put you to 1. Ponder's good. They can't reanimate. Alright, Force of Will off the top. That was fun. Do I want to let this resolve and pretend they have a chance? Or I could just force it and end the game? I'm gonna do that. Their helmet. There's nothing from the graveyard. There it is. Little monk beatdown. They said they're a fan of the channel. They'll probably watch this later. That was a good rip. This is what I was talking about in the deck tech of just letting it rip on the mid-range mentor plan. Just make a bunch of monks and tempo, and then you have sort of the combo at the top end. They said they just 5-0'd with the league, and now they're going to look like a chump losing to a cat on YouTube. I suppose that's true. But the deck is really scary. Those main deck Besejus are pretty smart meta call. Scary stuff. On to the next round. I'm on the draw against Spatula of the Ages, and this username is like triggering something back in the like survival lizard part of my brain, where I'm getting like Delver vibes. And this hand's not great against Delver. Just gonna hope I'm wrong and keep this ponder hand. Definitely a person I've played before. Uh-oh, should have trusted the instincts. Okay, good. We're good. Miri's Guile. All right. Fucking deal. Playing against Enchantress, I have Engineered Explosives in my hand, Narset in my deck. I don't care about Miri's Guile enough to Prismatic Ending it. I'm just gonna ponder here. And there is the Narset. But not the mana to cast her. That's a little awkward. What am I going to do about that? I'm going to put Plains on the bottom. Put Narset in my hand. That can be my force card, I guess. I'm going to try to get a big Mentor turn on turn 3. Like Mentor with Force of Will. With definitely Bauble, maybe Force of Will. Back it up as well. If I have to force in Argothian Enchantress this turn, I'm pitching Teferi to do it. Alright, Abundant Growth is fine. This deck might have main deck Carpet or Choke, both of which are not cool. Okay, I could Prismatic Ending, or I could EE on 1 and just let them know, put you on notice. I think I like this EE on 1, or I could put it on 2 and beat Argothian Enchantress, but my plan for that is the Force of Will. I'll just float this out here. I just said they might have Choke and then tapped my island instead of my plateau. Messing the turn. That's scary. Either they don't want to dump into explosives or they have something better than that. But either way, we made it to turn 3 with the Mentor still and the Force still in hand. And I get to just put the boots here. God, I've missed this card. Play patterns involved with Monastery Mentor are absolute delights. They have Verdant Catacombs on top of their deck. Pretty happy to see that compared to any spell they could have. I mean, they don't have to draw it. That's how Miri's Guile works. It's just like a little Sensei's Divining Top that only triggers in your upkeep. Look at your top 3. You can put them back how you want. But we don't know they drew that. Okay, there it is. Facts. Force of Will's a big game right now. And following it up with Narset against the deck built to draw extra cards is nice. Still not playing any cards. Alright, bold strategy, Cotton. We're doing stuff in my upkeep. God, 1 mana of every color. Oh, we're casting out. Yeah, that's a... Or I could just Teferi and bounce that. Reset the turn cycle, get my Teferi down, still have... Yeah, that's fine. They'll have to cast it again, and they'll have to do it main phase, and we're just recycling here. Okay, Teferi. Get in there. Get a prowess, trigger off my monk. Bounce this cast out. Do I want to end the Guile? I'm sweeping it up for free next turn. Seems bad to waste that. But they're also getting card selection off it. I don't really want them to have. I'll hold on to it. I prefer my value to be free, and we're untapping into 5 mana, which is enough to pop Engineered Explosives and deploy Narset. If I have to force this turn, I lose Narset. There's not many things in their deck I'd have to force. Maybe like Doomwake Giant or some combo card. I don't know if they're able to like mail themselves for 1 million and then replenish. I don't know. I don't know what they might have. Doomwake Giant is a 5 mana thing that I've seen in Enchantress decks before. Gotta hope they don't have something I need to force. That does mean the cast out gets to take my Mentor for good though, because I didn't draw a backup blue card. Their Sanctum's good for 3. Gonna be the cast out. I've determined I'm not fighting over that. Oh, taking my EE. That's fun. Alright, smart. I'll buy that. Do this. We can draw one card this turn. I'm not forcing this. I have the Narset to check Sithis. I even have Prismatic Ending to kill Sithis. They've already played and tapped their Serra Sanctum. Okay. Plus Teferi. I'm gonna play Narset. I have enough fetch lands to do whatever I want with the rest of my mana. Okay, the Queen Narset. I'd like to find a blue card here. Ponder is a blue card. Checks out. I'm gonna fetch another Tundra and exile Sithis. Hold up Force of Will going into their turn. Back for a bunch. I could have pondered there, but if I miss on a blue card, then I'm throwing away a really good board state. Caracas does bounce her. That's fine, as long as she's out of the way and not cracking back on my Narset. In for 7, that is almost half of your life total. Very dead on board to a couple of spells. 4 cards in hand, one of them is Sithis, who can gain life but can't draw cards. A Narset was such a gift for blue mages in the Enchantress Mirror. This matchup used to be a complete fucking nightmare, but Narset showing up and shutting off all their engines, whether they have Shroud or not, feels good, man. Hallowed Haunting. Oh, we got a reader. As long as you control 7 or more enchantments, creatures you control have Flying and Vig. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, create a white Spirit Cleric token with this creature's power and toughness are equal to the number of spirits you control. Okay, that's cool. Is it bait? Can I win through it? This and 3 mystery cards in the hand. Alright, I'm just going to force this. If it's bait, they got me, but that spell's scary enough that I want to respect it. Okay, don't care. Elephant Grass, that's a pretty good one. I have to spend a bunch of mana to attack now. That'll buy some time. But time I have, as long as they're not drawing tons of extra cards. Okay, red, blue. I might even find a Prismatic Ending and just win the game now. Right there. Alright, I'll put Ending in my hand. Scalding Tarn on the bottom, exile Flooded Strand. Activate Narset. Another EI, you don't say. Red, blue. EI again. I'm gonna put Brainstorm in my hand. Scalding Tarn on the bottom. Exile Swords to Plowshares. Play Flooded Strand. Dramatic Ending, your Elephant Grass. That's gone. And you're very dead. My brain was right to freak out when it saw Spatula of the Ages. I just came to the wrong conclusion. That was definitely a player with a specific thing that they do that generally worries me. Serenity is huge. At the beginning of your upkeep, destroy all artifacts and enchantments. Yes, please. Kozilek's Return kills all of their engine creatures, Sithis and Argothian Enchantress, and then I just have to worry about Enchantress's presence. Swords to Plowshare is usually pretty bad. It's good against Sithis, and they have some other stuff that it can target, like Destiny Spinner. I think I'm going to board out a Kitten, because if we get into these like crazy mid-range situations, they're going to win. They're better at that than I am. I'm just cutting another cat here. Maybe. Could cut a Bauble. If I'm cutting a cat, then Bauble also gets worse. So Bauble's good with Mentor anyway. Bauble's also good with Expressive Iteration. Okay, I'm going to cut another Plow. I'm bringing in more generic answers to creatures. Okay, I'm going to try this. Sabine's Reclamation on Serenity would be funny, but I don't think you need a Serenity twice in this matchup. Lean into the meme. This is a mulligan. Okay, Prismatic Ending is one of the better cards I can have here. I'm going to keep this and bottom the cat. If they didn't have Chokes and Carpets in game 1, they definitely have them now. Utopia Sprawl. I am likely to Prismatic Ending that. Yeah, I'm just going to end the Sprawl. Just slow them down, bring them down to my level. And they also have stuff like Serra Sanctum that cares about having enchantments in play. That was big. That was worth 2 mana. That was a 2 mana Prismatic Ending. Do I want to Ponder now? If I find another white source, I can also Ending. Yeah, I'm going to Ponder. And found another white source. It's even a white source that it's not an island. I'm not sure if kneecapping them is going to work out, but leading on your second land being Sarah Sanctum is pretty exciting. Oh, now they're cycling cast outs just to try to hit a land drop. Oh yeah, that worked. Fade out, folks. Again, that my mana is not casting my Narset, which I'm not cool with, but I do have Wandering Emperor next turn and Force of Will up in the meantime. I'm just gonna do that, I guess. If they don't come up with anything here, I might just get to Brainstorm anyway. Okay, Wandering Emperor is live. Drawing a Kitten, or I can Brainstorm into Kitten if I think I'd rather have Brainstorm. See what they do with this mana here. Argothian Enchantress. This is not a card I want to play against. If I Brainstorm and hit a white source, or a blue source, I just don't care, because I can Narset. Alright, I'm going to give up on the Empress. Or, there's no mana this turn. I'm going to let this resolve and hope it doesn't punish me. They have no enchantments in play. I'm going to Wandering Emperor. I'm drawing Cat. Make a Vig Samurai. And then I can Brainstorm into a blue source, or I can deploy Cat now. Brainstorm into blue source gets a Cat anyway. I'm going to Brainstorm. Oh god, Serenity. Serenity now! I actually don't even need. I'm going to put back Serenity, and do I want Force of Will up? I definitely want Narset and the blue source available to me. If I put Kitten on top, oh, I have to fetch to cast the Teferi. I could just Serenity this turn. If I put Teferi and Flooded Strand on top, in that order, skip my land drop for the turn, intentionally. Take another Samurai. Attack. I'm going to play Serenity. And they might not even have an enchantment to cast, but I'm going to make sure that I have Narset when they find one. Alright, so this is a legendary enchantment creature. They have 1 white mana now. Okay, so this cantrips. So this is just a 0 for 1. I'm down a card and they're at parity, but the intangible is how much that actually protected me. +1 counter on a creature. Looks like I was right to beat up on those Utopia Sprawls, though, because they have Zithis and Enchantress. Just never had the 2 mana to cast them until turn 5. Now we jam Narset. Get to work. There she is. Found an Expressive Iteration and a Kozilek's Return. I want the Kozilek's Return, actually. I can make my other creature a 3/3 next turn, then sweep up the Enchantress. This is the second time, though, that the lack of blue sources has actually impeded my gameplay. Plateau might just want to be another Tundra or Volcanic Island. There was an early build of this deck where we talked about Mystic Sanctuary in it and kind of opted out. Oh, lol. This is fun. They're just memeing right now. Multiple Zeniths into no creatures because they see the Kozilek's Return, played the redundant Sarah Sanctum, put it in the graveyard, and then conceded. Good show. On to the next one. We're a few rounds into the video. Thanks for sticking with me. Friendly reminder that if you're still here and having fun, smash that subscribe button. And if you want to play what I'm playing, you can use my affiliate link for TCG Player to support the channel while you shop for cards, and you can try any deck anytime with a cardhoarder.com loan account for Magic Online. All these links are in the video description below. Now back to the league. I'm on the play in round 3 with a perfectly keepable hand. Hope this is a fair matchup, but I have the force in case it's not. I'm going to play my Prismatic Ending and pass, or Prismatic Vista and pass. Prismatic Tribal. Ooh, also Prismatic Tribal, the crazy version. That basic island showed up right on time. Love to see it. Another Vista. I don't think they're an unfair deck. They moved to second main and then cracked. Decided they were ready to cast a spell. Alright, Brainstorm. If I draw a blue card for force, I'm probably going to move on to Fairy, and if I don't draw a blue card, then I won't. Drew a blue card. I could just ponder and sculpt a little bit, or I could jam to Fairy with Forcible Protection. That's actually an interesting conundrum. Alright, I'm just jamming to Fairy. Let's go. And do I want a third island or first plains? Or second plains? There are double white spells in my deck, but the high velocity stuff. I have 2 white cards in my hand. Alright. Very good in there. I might even just take a 2 for 1 If they force it, then it's gone. Whatever. Hopefully this is just a brainstorm. Right. Not a spell pierce. Okay, they didn't hit. I'm gonna draw a card. They fetched another island. If this was a mono blue deck, they're gonna be a lot of trouble to a Teferi. Okay, it's not a mono blue deck. They still don't have enough colors to prismatic ending your own Teferi. I would rather fight this heads up than spend a force on it. I have prismatic ending and the mana to use it, something that they don't have. And this ponder, I kind of need this ponder for my hand to function. Ding. Red, blue, white. Get your thing out of there. Plus, I can ponder at instant speed. Upcaster Mage, targeting Storm. Yeah, that's fine. Gives me something to use a plow on. Gonna want to stay on top of my clock for this matchup. It might get grindy. And by might, I mean almost certainly. Unless I cheese with Mentor, then that's like the only way this is gonna go quickly. I'm gonna plow now. I'd rather ponder when I have more information, which would be in my main phase. Ponder, Aggressive Iteration, like that. Ponder, Tundra, Yai. Uh-oh. Red, blue. Aggressive Iteration. Ponder in my hand. I want to bottom Tundra, or just play it. A bottom Scalding Tarn, exile Tundra. Play the Tundra. Plus, I can ponder whenever. It's currently my blue card for force. Found their red mana. Am I getting ended prismatically? I am indeed. He's had a good run. See you later, Teferi. Still gonna ponder in the end step. Got a ponder as well. Suck to ram into main deck Pyroblast, which is a thing that does happen in this format. I am gonna use my mana now. Whoa! My God. Alright. I'm gonna draw the Brainstorm. Now, untap, draw the Narset, play the Narset. That's gonna... The Brainstorm's my blue card for force. Narset seems like a big deal here. Force of Negation, pitching your own Narset. Gonna fight back. Yeah, just having my Narset in play is so big, and she gets to pick up the Wandering Emperor. Start to try to snowball this game. I am currently shields down. I can beat a creature. Not great against, like, their own Narset. I mean, their own Narset just catches them up. That doesn't pull them ahead. I don't care a whole lot about Teferi right now. Jace doesn't really function with Narset in play. Prismatic Ending's probably one of the best things they can do. And that is what they have. Fair enough. I do have the ending. I have the Plow for Snapcaster, though. Gonna rack that off. Get it out of the way. Well, a spell. That's a spell. Brainstorm, let's go. Found Force of Will and Prismatic Ending. I can just play my Emperor now. This plays into Force of Negation, but it dodges any kind of hardcast force situation. I don't expect this deck to have Lightning Bolt in it, or a fourth color. That was a really good one. Yeah, they can bounce my Samurai. Alright. We're going to be in crappy scrappy mode. I played around their force and gave up my own. Disappointing. I also don't have a fourth color, notably. I'll force this Narset. I will lose very quickly to that. Wow. I could drop another creature into play, but then if they... Yeah, I think I have to plus here. They're not very good at answering Wandering Emperor. This gives Jace a turn to brainstorm, but Jace would have brainstormed if it finds any removal spell, which their deck is full of. Okay. I got a little aggro there. I deserve to die for it, and I'm going to. Don't worry. Words to Plowshares, yep. Would have lost on the spot if I didn't plus my Wandering Emperor. Now we're going to grind and be really careful about how much clock we use. Exile Narset. Or try at least. Wow, Force of Negation. 2 for 1. I'll make this token and I'm going to play the Bauble. I think I need to get deeper in the deck now rather than try to save it for a Mentor. I do get to draw a card on their turn. As long as I Bauble on my turn, I'll still get a card. I disparage Jace a lot on this channel because we're living in a main deck Pyroblast world and it's a 4-mana spell. But when it resolves in these control mirrors, it's as fucked up as ever. And the cool thing about this situation is I'm basically already hellbent, so if they Daze Undoing me, it's not a huge change to the board state. Like, they get to draw a bunch of cards, but they don't get the Mind Twist half of it. I'm going to play my Mountain in case I draw Force. There is a 5-mana instant in my deck. There's the Plow. Here's my draw. Not Force of Will. Just like in round 1, when my opponent's Show and Tell was better for me than it was for them. But this Wandering Emperor play was a bet that my 4-drop is going to be better than theirs, and Jace was the answer I didn't want to see. Jace is brainstorming now. Narset is being activated now, showing me the same Ponder, because Jace just put it back. Checking some information. Respectable. I want to know if they have mentors. I want to know how they plan to win the game. We've seen Snapcaster Mage. Rest of iteration, let's go. Words of Plowshare is not big here. Gonna plus Wandering Emperor. Making a creature every other turn is not sexy, but I think it's better than putting my creature in the graveyard. Oh no, they have one. I am gonna remove their token. They're not gonna... There was no world where they were gonna put a +1 counter on it. They would have just made another token no matter what, so I'm not giving up anything by doing that. I am just F6ing now. If I had Force, I would have countered the Wandering Emperor, so I'm not even bluffing anything, if they're paying attention at all. Do Narset. Narset found Ponder. On spell. Not a spell. Alright. My Wandering Emperor is finally dead. They can, at the very least, bounce the Samurai with Jace, and then attack. Or they could just give theirs +1/+1 and first strike. Right now, I would concede this game in paper to save our shared clock, but on Magic Online, I'm going to let them beat me. Slowly and painfully. God, I wish I had a Shark Typhoon right now. There's the Brainstorm Narset just found. Rest of iteration. Okay. This one I am playing at an instant, or maybe I might even wait. Because they have their own... I guess I should have played the Scalding Tarn, because Jace can start plussing. They bottomed my card, though. Yeah, they have a 3/3 Vigilance. Making a 2/2 doesn't even matter. Their creatures have Vigilance, so I can't exile a tapped creature. Oh, hey. Let's go. X is 0. There's Force of Will. I even baited a counterspell, and it didn't matter. You're so far ahead. They did not bottom my card this time. I will be shuffling it away. Because I am dying so quickly, I don't have the luxury of seeing what they're made of with the fetch land business if they're going to bluff me. Yuck. All right. They're plussing Jace on me again. They did not bottom it. I'm at 3. To jam my other Emperor into play. Or into Force. As you please. They could even snap Force at this point. You know what my top card is? Loaded Strand. Okay. I've lost. Okay, they got Wandering Emperors, Jaces. This just looks like normal Jeskai control. Did they see a kitten? They didn't see a kitten this game. Yeah, no kittens were revealed. I did Mishra's Bauble, which is kind of weird. That's something to be aware of. Savine's Reclamation is good. Obviously, Pyroblast is great. Flusterstorm's kind of medium. Like, the game's going to get long enough where a Flusterstorm is not going to actually counter any spells. I want less in the Swords to Plowshares department. Kitten is a 4-mana creature against the Pyroblast Swords to Plowshares deck. I want to leave some in because it is cracked when it happens. There a Snapcaster deck? Maybe Surgical has some utility, but probably not. I'm going to go in like this. Rest of iteration, hell yeah. Holding Tarn, go. Start representing that Pyroblast from the jump. Didn't have it. Or unwilling to use it. Both of which are possible. Undra, pass. Probably going to EI next turn. Out there representing Pyroblast. This would be a great time to have Flusterstorm available to me. Oh, here we go. Blue, red. Yep, getting Pyroblasted here. Sure. Alright, here's my land. I injected just like a tiny little pause on that Brainstorm, like I was thinking about Pyroblasting it. I really don't want them to start jamming Planeswalkers, because I am in trouble to that. And my hand actually sucks. With that EI out of the mix. Bauble is not bad. some card selection here. I'm gonna bobble myself. Oh, mentor, hell yeah. We like mentors. Okay, I think I slammed my Emperor here. We've seen Force and Negation out of them. Force of Will still a 2-for-1. Flusterstorm and Pyroblast don't answer this. Alright, she's in there. Make a Samurai. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Which place? Displace. I'm gonna attack. If they have Snapcaster, it's fine. I'd rather have 2 Samurais than 1 bigger one. Just at this point in the game. And Displacer Kitten. God, I would love to cast that, but I don't really have any. It's not really going anywhere. I could Savine's Wreck my Bauble and just draw a card. That honestly doesn't seem like the worst thing I could ever do. Or I could represent Force of Will and cast Savine's Wreck next turn with my Mentor. I wish I had a spell to cast right now that I could just push on Mentor with. All right, we're going into 5 mana here. They're snapping off their 5th land drop. Cream V, got it. All right, Mentor, time to shine. Draw a Ponder and just go off here. Towards the Plowshare is not quite what I wanted. I'm gonna fetch first. I need another red source. I don't think so. I'm gonna get an island. Cast Monastery Mentor. If they force it, I can Savine's Wreck it. If they don't force it, I can Savine's Wreck my Bauble. Get a trigger either way. Bauble is being targeted. It's back. I'm going to put a +1 counter on my Monk token, make it a little bigger. I am going to Bauble them. Cash in my card immediately. Prismatic Vista on top of the deck. That's not very good. And I have a Savine's Wreck chilling in the graveyard. It's a variant Displacer here. Narset, okay. Dramatic Ending. Do you have the land? You do. Okay. All right. I put my counter on the correct creature. Did that for a reason. Okay. Gonna buff my Monk. Attack Narset. And then we're gonna do cat stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4. Displacer Kitten. Ponder. Flicker Wandering Emperor. And I'm gonna put Force of Will in my hand. A good one in this spot. And I'm gonna make another 2/2. All right, go ahead. Narset. Believe I want to Force of Will that. Flickering Wandering Emperor again, and since she has the text that she has, I even get to use her again. That's really cool. Okay, Narset's gonna resolve. You got it. You got it, champ. Days Undoing. All right, my hand is empty anyway. Wish I could cast my Swords of Plowshares here, just get one for the road, but I am not able to do that. All right, I found another Swords of Plowshares though. Is my opponent dead? They're at 13. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Return target permanent. I actually do need a permanent. That's just... You just check this math again. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on board. Plus Wandering Emperor, it's 10. Ponder gives me a prowess trigger and resets Wandering Emperor. That's 11. Plus 1 is 12. And return target permanent card. Yes, I actually do need a target. I can't just cast this for the prowess. Unfortunate. Okay. +1 counter on my Samurai token. I'm gonna attack Narset over here, and then my opponent with everything else. Narset's gone. Let's see how much damage a Displacer Kitten can do here. Flicker Wandering Emperor. Find some spells. Yeah, that's a good spell. Okay, Swords of Plowshares, Red Elemental Blast, and Mishra's Bauble. Not Bauble, make a 2/2. Bauble, Flicker, Wandering Emperor. Gonna Bauble you. Got a Reb coming, okay. Gonna make a 2/2. Gonna Savine's Wreck my Bauble and make a 2/2. Yeah, all of this could have happened pre-combat if Narset wasn't around. Miserable. And I'm gonna Bauble you again so I get to draw more cards. See the same Red Blast, and around we go. We're gonna need a Supreme Verdict here. I can protect my creatures. Counter target blue spell. Don't mind if I do. Flicker, Wandering Emperor. This is nasty. Big fan. Ponder, you got it. Goes to shuffle. Oh, that down and dirty Displacer Cat. Flickering Wandering Emperor like crazy. Okay, if they cut any plows, they probably are bringing some number of them back in. They've seen Savine's Wreck, they've seen the cat now. Flusterstorm actually lines up better than I gave it credit for originally. I think I'm going to cut Engineered Explosives. Like, it cleans up their Emperor tokens, but I'm a Mentor deck and an Emperor deck. I probably have more token makers than they do. I need my endings for Resolved Planeswalkers. Swords of Plowshares really is, like, the most sus card here. I haven't seen an individual creature I really need to kill. I've seen Snapcatcher Mages and Emperor tokens. I haven't seen, like, a Hull Breach or anything. Okay, I'm flipping it over to Flusterstorms instead of Creature. Permanent hate. Alright, Flusterstorm, Mentor, Teferi. This feels like 2017 Blue-White Miracles, which is a deck I had a lot of success with. I love this hand. So even have an EI. Love it. This Prismatic Vista is on Mountain Duty. Brainstorm. I think it's more important to protect my card advantage than to fight over their card selection. I would like to actually draw a Pyroblast so I'm not just representing it, but I am happy to represent it also. Ponder. Yeah, I'll cast that. Alright, they're being hyper aggro about those. That's fine. I could have flustered that, but I'd rather represent Pyroblast. I'm going to make my land drop and pass here. I want to be able to Flusterstorm to protect my Expressive Iteration and pull ahead that way. Getting Snap Brainstormed in the end step. Okay. Snapcaster. Brainstorm, you got it. They don't have white mana right now. Pretty exciting. Depending on how their turn develops here, I can make decisions on if I want to cast EI, Jam Mentor, what this game's going to look like. Another Brainstorm. A lot of selection going on over there. More selection. This is why I didn't want to fetch my basic mountain early. Like, it represents Pyroblast, which is a powerful card, but there's a lot of cards I don't care about also. Oh, well, there's my basic mountain. Guess I'm fetching a plains here. Okay. Mountain. I can just slam Mentor and hold up Flusterstorm to protect it. They can't Pyroblast that. Yeah, here's Mentor. Good luck. Everything gets better with a Mentor in play. That's just math. They're going to attack. I'm not going to block. A good attack. That's the attack of someone who does not have another answer to Mentor. Because it's a little risky. If I just Brainstorm and block, they lose their Snapcaster Mage for free. But yeah, I expected this. They're just passing the turn without playing another card. That's good shit. Okay, I'm gonna Expressive Iteration first. Because between Teferi and EI, I'd rather have Teferi resolve. Actually, I can Fluster. For some reason, I thought I wouldn't be able to, but because I cast the first spell this turn, yeah, I can Fluster back. I'm going to fetch an island here and Fluster this. Pay 3, which they do not have. Also, just grows my Mentor, even if this doesn't work. Alright, they're Flustering me back. What fun we're having. Nope, not paying. Alright, that was fun. Take 4. Screw beats Flood, though. So if they dig their way out of this and start answering my stuff, I'm kinda on fumes over here. And they have 6 cards in their hand. Alright, they found the Flooded Strand. Could be in trouble. I hope they have Prismatic Ending and not Swords to Plowshares. Like, I would rather them have to spend 3 mana to deal with the situation than 1. Disappointed. Even Snapcaster back. Oh yeah. Another spell? And this time I can even sequence Teferi first and still cast EI. Kozilek's Return. Oh, that's tight. Alright, fine. Fine. Okay, I'm gonna minus Teferi, target nothing, draw a card. And I'm gonna get a Volcanic Island and cast EI. Put Ponder in my hand, Prismatic Ending. Oh, I should have done this differently. I already had a land. That was bad. I should have put Ending in my hand, exiled Ponder, played the land. Alright. It's just such a reflex to cast here. Just exile land. You're like, I did it, but I already had one. It's not turn 3, it's turn 7. I'm holding on to the Ponder because that gets Kitten off the ground next turn. If they don't answer Teferi here, I'm just Gonna start shredding. Narset, that's a good one. Maybe I should have pondered. Ooh. Days Undoing. Ruh-roh. Okay, plus Teferi. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is insufficient mana to both. Or I can ponder on their turn, but I probably don't want to. Yeah, let's see if they go for the Undoing or not. I hope they don't. Then I have to figure out if I want to ponder and try to find an answer to it. Ending this. All right. I'm gonna Wandering Emperor when it's gonna resolve. Or now they can't Undoing this turn, so I'm gonna ponder first. See if I can find an answer. Did find an answer. That's interesting. Ooh. I found the Bauble as well. There's a new plan. New sheriff in town. Oh wait, but there's a Narset in play. Alright, I'll resolve Wandering Emperor when I know it's gonna work. And then hold up Force of Will for the future. Okay. We did it. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm still 1 mana short of Cat plus Hardcast Force. Okay. Activating Narset. Letting her die to my token. Bauble is the top card of my deck. That's actually really good. Step, make my 2/2. Go to my turn, draw a Bauble, attack Narset. Do I want to play Cat into Supreme Verdict, or do I just want to ride on the high of this? That fucking rule. But I guess I just want to hold up the Force of Will. And I'm just gonna hardcast Force of Will, sandbag the Mishra's Bauble. That gets Kitten up and running next turn. I don't want to try to figure out how to beat Mentor, so I'll try to counter it. If they force me back, that's a big card that's not in their hand to support the Mentor. Mentor's gone. Ponder. Not shuffle the Ponder. Found a blue land. Plus my Samurai. Back for 5. Play my Cat. Cat, Flicker, Emperor. I'm going to be bobbling myself here. Using my fetch land as a scry. Alright, nope, they've had enough. Surprisingly honest of them. Apparently they're not drawing to their Supreme Verdict here, and we got another one. Keep it rolling. On the draw for round 4, getting punished by this plateau. I'll keep this one. I think Prismatic Ending is the ship out of the sand. Yeah, it digs me out of this situation. Mentors my win condition. See what we're up against. A Swamp. Okay. And a Thoughtseize. Alright, could be a Reanimator, could be some sort of mid-range deck, could be Grixis, could be the black Depths deck. Alright. They took Plow and have Lotus Petal. Yeah, this is Reanimator. Okay. Okay. Alright. You did it. Well done. Straight to the sideboard. I'm not beating Grizzlebrand here. I'm not going to try. Don't even have white mana if I rip the Swords to Plowshares. Okie dokie. Flusterstorm, Surgical Extractions. This is what we're here for. Prismatic Ending. Nope. Not helpful. I don't hate Swords to Plowshares, but it's not really where I want to be. Kitten is blue for my forces and also a way to catch up or overtake a Grizzlebrand. Yeah, it's a little slow, but it's blue. Wandering Emperor is both a win condition and a thing with flash. I think I'm going to shave on Swords to Plowshares. Maybe 1 Plow, 1 Mentor. But Mentor really controls the pace of combo matchups. There's this cool thing that Mentor does where it demands action immediately. Like, if your hand has Force of Will, Surgical Extraction in it, and your opponent is playing around a card like that, and you put Mentor into play, they have to stop playing around it. It's like, okay, go. And if they don't have anything, you just win. It just forces the issue in matchups that don't want issues forced. All right, I'm keeping this Force of Will hand. Island Ponder as well. Easy keep. The second Mentor a little chunky. Don't love that. Also, a thing that can happen in this matchup is they Thoughtseize your Mentor and then reanimate it, ignoring their own graveyard and getting a insane creature into play. I'm looking for Surgical Extraction and more lands. Those are my 2 objectives with this Ponder. See how we did. Bauble, not really what I'm looking for. It does give me information, though. The land is here. I do want that, but not yet. Okay. right, I'll take the Bauble. Also, keeping Ponders is a show of strength in these sort of matchups. Thoughtseize on top, that's annoying. They have 2 Brainstorms. Let's see if their Mull to 5 can turn 1 with protection. There's the Thoughtseize. I can force it. Yeah, I'm gonna let them see it. Let it take the force. I have Brainstorms to dig out of this. Show me the money, Brainstorm. Drawing the land here. It's Tundra off the top. I'm gonna Brainstorm first. Put back Mentor and probably Tundra. Then I'm gonna fetch Volcanic Island. Volcanic Island. Bauble. Bauble you. Drawing Reanimate. Okay. Now I have this draw plus the Brainstorm. Found another force. That's good. Seen a lot of cards. What these decks are about. Entomb. I'm going to force that. I know they have Reanimate, so by forcing the Entomb, I also counter the Reanimate, because you need a creature for that to do anything. Yeah. Now we're pulling out. Find me a land. Okay. I'm going to put Kitten in my hand, Mountain on the bottom, exile Scalding Tarn. Now I have a white source from Mentor backed up by Surgical Extraction, and they're passing the turn without taking any actions. Back in this. And here's the situation I was talking about, where if they are dancing around anything, they have to stop because they're gonna die. Bang. And look, now they're starting to take game actions. They might have just drawn something, but they might have been playing around something, but we won't know. Maybe they, like, the option to wait is no longer there. Okay, Archon and Grizzlebrand in the graveyard. They found 2 threats. That's a little scary. Let's hope they don't have 2 sources of mana. All right, well, they went for Archon first, and I'm obviously going to extract it. What's in the hand? Animate Dead and Show and Tell and Exhume. Wow, all right. We're going to get Exhumed next turn if we don't figure it out first. There's a Sarah's Emissary, 4 Grizzlebrands, 4 Griefs. Looks pretty standard. They're on 4 Grief is the only like notable thing here. And 4 Show and Tells are good to know about. Okay. Animate Fizzles. Now I have Brainstorm and Ponder to either kill my opponent or find answers. Why is this still in my deck? I've made a mistake. I'm going to Ponder first. Looking for a counterspell or a Surgical Extraction. Oh, Narset's really good, but I don't get Narset and the land here. They're at 16. They're currently taking 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I'm not even close to actually killing them. I think I want to shuffle this. Hurts, but I think it's the correct play. Brainstorm, let's go. Help me out here. All right, Swords of Plowshare is not bad. I don't want another Mentor. I'm not going to need that. And I'm going to put back Scalding Tarn. And the reason for that is Engineered Explosives can push for damage right now. 4, 5, 9, and 11. Nope, still not lethal, but I can take them off of some number of draws from Grizzlebrand. All right, they can't activate Grizzlebrand. That's great. Exhume. That's going to resolve. You get your Grizzle. Can't use it. And I'm going to fetch to shuffle. Grab another Tundra here. Pretty sure I just went on this attack. Yeah, if I attack with everything, they block one of them. I plow the one they block, so lifelink doesn't happen, and they take 8 from the other creatures. That'll do. Block Mentor. Plow Mentor. I get 4 prowess triggers, and you take 8. Hell yeah, Mentor tricks. Okay, I showed them 2 surgicals. Do I want Pyroblast to respect Show and Tell in my deck? This Engineered Explosives can go. That was embarrassing. It did do enough damage that they couldn't activate Grizzlebrand. That was about the best we can hope out of that one. Leaving 2 plows in the deck also paid out. Found a good target for that. 3 surgicals, 2 Pyroblasts. I think Kitten is probably too cute. Sucks to board out a blue card, but really slow to get that engine online. Ooh, no force here. If they mulligan, I think I'm going to keep this. If they keep 7, I think I'm going to mulligan. I don't know. I'm going to think about it. They're spending some time thinking about their hand over there, because Reanimator tends to slow down after board, especially they've seen Surgical, they've seen Force. Like, if they waste time, like Thoughtseizing or Faithless Looting or whatever, that gives me time to build up my hand. Having 2 Pyroblasts is rough. So they did keep 7. I'm gonna mulligan after all. Okay. A disciplined laydown. Much happier with the sand. Sending the basic mountain. Yeah, having 2 Pyroblasts in that 7, I think, was the tiebreaker for me. If it was only 1 and a different spell, then I'm probably in, but I don't think I'm going to need 2 of those in this matchup. Getting griefed. Okay. Grief, pitching, Dark Ritual. And they stacked it correctly, so I don't get to extract the grief before it takes a card. Took my surgical. I'm shocked. We're just cheeky reanimating grief, or are we going big over the top here? No, none of the above. That's a deal. Oh, JK. Entomb. Main phase Entomb. Yeah, they know my hand doesn't have counterspells in it, so this is a good time to do that. Alright, I need to find a counterspell. So I'm going to bobble myself. That just gives me the most looks at specific cards. My top card is Brainstorm. I don't want that. I'm going to fetch for Tundra, and I'm going to pass the turn and draw. And then I can still Brainstorm into gas if I need it. Looks like I need it. Doing it this way plays around discard. Because I have 2 Brainstorms. If they Thoughtseize me, they get to take one of them. And then I cast the other. If I Brainstorm first, then they can take whatever good spell I found. And then I'm stuck. Alright, looks like it's go time. Come on, Brainstorm. We're on a 7 outs here. That's not any of them. Some bitch. Alright. I'm going to put back Brainstorm and Ponder. I guess it's Island and Ponder. Because I can't interact. They might just pay 14 and rip me apart with discard, at which point I would want my spells hidden. Yeah, I'm going to put back Island and Ponder. Bummer. The trophy run is about to end. Okay. Obviously, F6ing from here. If I had anything, it would have happened already. They're at 5. Even if they don't rip my hand apart or get a second monster into play here, they still just discard a bunch of stuff. Here's a Grief, taking my Brainstorm. Dark Ritual, Entomb. Yeah, we're done. Archon, okay. I'll concede to a reanimation spell. Accept it, reanimate. Oh, Exhume works. Alright, you did it. Yeah, I saw a lot of cards there. Drawing to a 7-outer. I guess it was a 6-outer because they already took one of them. I had 4 forces, 2 surgicals left. Yeah, that's what Reanimator's built to do, and when they keep 7, it's going to happen. Rough beats. On to the final round. On the draw for the final round. I'm keeping this handful of value. Hope it's not Reanimator again. Island Ponder. Good taste on this one. They did not shuffle the Ponder. Balding Tarn, go. Flooded Strand, Delver. Okay. They have something for that Delver. Oh, that's even better. Yeah, I think I'm going to get the basic planes and just wait on EI. Like, I could have gotten Tundra here and EI next turn, but that plays into Daze anyway. And yeah, let's just slow this down. My job is to take it easy and breathe against Delver decks. Okay, some sort of blue-white Delver. Probably a Stoneforge Mystic deck. Oh, are we true nemesising? Wow, okay. That one's going to get me if I don't race it. All right, this Brainstorm was a great draw. This is a lot of expressive iterations. How do I want to play this? Probably put back 2 EIs, then just pass the turn and try to race this thing with Mentor. They have 4 cards in hand. Okay. Please don't be a psycho with Stifle in your deck. Grab my mountain here, and I'm going to play around the Wasteland Daze trick by fetching first. If you cast a 3-mana spell with a fetch land, they can Wasteland your fetch land, then you fetch in response, and then they cast Daze. Amateur shit to get got by that. Here's Mentor. Powerful 3-drops squaring off against each other. And I will dedicate significant resources to keeping this thing around. All Force of Will of Plow, just all of the whatever. Yeah, is gone. I'm just not winning a normal creature game against True Name Nemesis. Deck is not built for that. Brainstorm, okay. Alright, just play Murktide Region past the turn. Actually, somehow totally cool with that. Oh no, white mana. Boo, boo. I didn't want that to happen. Okay, back down to 12. Blue-red. EI. Force of Will. Wow, aggressive. But probably correct. Worst pitching. Stifle. Oh god, they are a Stifle deck. Bullshit. There is an Engineered Explosives in my main deck that can tangle with this thing. Alright, you're gonna force me again? Please don't. Okay. I can slam Wandering Emperor into Daze right now and try to get on board. Displacer Kitten. If I put Kitten in my hand, then I lose the Ponder. The Ponder is the more important thing going on here. Oh, this is a really tricky expressive iteration. 2 cards in their hand. Like, Wandering Emperor goes straight into Daze, but I don't really think I'm winning a game that's not involved in. I could put Kitten in my hand. I think that's what I want to. Kitten in my hand, Plains on the bottom, exile, Ponder. Forget about Wandering Emperor. That's not going to win this game anyway. Start playing towards my combo. Looking for Teferi. If I take the Brainstorm, I see 1 new card, and I can shuffle away Swords to Plowshares and fetch my basic Plains. I think that's fine. The 1 new card was another Brainstorm. Pretty happy with that. Swords to Plowshares and Flooded Strand into the deck. Deck for 4. Gonna fetch. I'm gonna do it on their turn. Go 6 here. Not looking good. Could have held on to that Plow and gained 5 life off of my Monk that turn. If I find another Plow, that's alive. Alright, don't stifle me. No Stifle as the last card. Getting the other white. Come on, Teferi. Alright, there's a Source of Plowshares. That killing my own creature just became a thing. I might 2 Plows. Alright. I think Kitten. I didn't find the Teferi, so that plan's fallen apart. I'm gonna put back Kitten and Swords to Plowshares, keep Narset, and then allow the Delver. I might have done that backwards. I don't know what's going on right now. I guess I should Wandering Emperor now, if I'm going to do it. Push the extra damage. Get the extra prowess trigger. Yeah, I'm not going to exile my own Monk for 2 life. That doesn't change the clock. So Vig Samurai. They are at 8. There is a world where if they don't respect my prowess creature or the Emperor, I could actually kill them. We haven't seen red mana yet. If they have Lightning Bolt, we're dead. But 3, 4, 5. There is a world where prowess gets this done. Oh, what's this shit? Stoneforge Mystic, oh no. Alright, well, at least they're empty, but they did come up with a blocker. I don't think there's any equipment that can punish me right now, but they can, like, set up Cauldra for next turn, or Stophy's fine. Right, I'm at 1. Or you could wait and be patient. Just make sure you don't lose. That's smart. God, I hate when opponents are smart. Attack me. Attack me! Yeah, they just kind of hold up over there. Don't attack with True Name. It's lethal next turn with the sword anyway. I guess they could take a turn clearing Wandering Emperor. Alright, they didn't do it. I'm at 1. Their hand is functionally empty right now. Let's see what I can make happen. Where does it start? Displacer Kitten. Not part of the equation here. Narset. Let's go. Alright, Narset, I need your help. I need to, like, ponder into Swords to Plowshares or something. Well, there's Swords to Plowshares. I can ponder into Bauble and then plow on their turn. None of that keeps me alive. Okay, they're currently taking 4. If I ponder plow, they go to 9. 4, 5, 6, 7. Not enough. Oh, this is Narset. I was resolving this like it was a ponder. No, I get 1 of these and then the turn continues. I guess in that case it's just ponder. Because the Fire and Ice is good for 7 damage. So I can't really survive this. So I'm going to take the ponder. And I'm going to cast the ponder. Try to keep this going somehow. I missed my window to draw Engineered Explosives. Well, here's this. Does this help me? I can make Monk a 4/4. 3, 5, 6, 7. So 1 damage short of forcing a block on Stoneforge Mystic. Which still doesn't matter because they have the 5 mana for the sword. None of this matters. What am I drawing towards? I don't even know. Like, I think there's just no outs. Okay. I'm gonna keep this. Cast Bauble. I might be able to trick them into blocking if they don't respect a spell. Or if they fear a lightning bolt. I don't know. Oh, wait. They don't have... Yeah. Okay. If they wouldn't have 5 mana if they're at 1 because they need the plow. Or they need the fetch land. Alright. Gonna bobble you. Another Stoneforge. Drawing Swords to Plowshares, and then I'm losing. That's what's happening here. Okay, fine. Fine. Oh, that was so close. If my mentor stuck around one more time, if it made one more token, we would have done it here. Yeah, they're taking the wild swing with the sword. Bummer. Beat Coast to Coast by True Name Nemesis like it's 2015. Got me good. It was a good game, though. They seem to be just blue-white, or they intentionally fetched around their red splash. Okay. I don't have a dress down in this deck. I need my red blast. I don't love Force of Will, but it does answer True Name Nemesis. I'm going to put that in the maybe pile. Probably into Flusterstorm, or Kozilek's Return kills most things. It doesn't kill True Name, but it does kill Stoneforge Mystics and Delvers. I think I want less Kitten. That's a top-end thing that I want to worry about later. Probably interested in Flusterstorm to make sure my spells resolve. Don't want Serenity. Sabine's Wreck is, like, it'd be cool. Mostly just trying to turbo mentor here. Right, I think Kitten and Bobble get a shave here. Get lower on both of those and try to be this Jeskai control deck. On the play, no answers to anything, but a lot. I have a full spread of basic lands here on a Ponder. I like it. We did see a Stifle game 1. Gotta think about it, gotta respect it. Okay, don't have to respect Stifle this turn. I'm gonna Prismatic Vista, cast Brainstorm, and fetch basic planes. Basically, no matter what happens here. That's what I'm gonna do. Put back Scalding Tarn and Flooded Strand. Get my planes and pass. I have a route to Mountain. I can start jamming 3-drops now. Delver didn't flip. Good news. Take my 1 Stoneforge Mystic. Yeah, that's where this build of the deck shines. Jam shit like this. You don't even really want to bounce it because I'm going to get another card. Well, I'm going to cast a Fairy and hope they don't have days. The Fairy just impacts this board the most. Force pitching for Fairy's out. Got a 2-for-1 out of it. At least it wasn't days. I wonder if they already have the Cauldron in their hand. Kind of weird to fetch Sword of Fire and Ice this early against a white deck. Ponder. Okay, the Sword of Fire and Ice is now threatening me. Genuinely threatening. Need some white cards. Red Blast. Not a fan. I can play Narset, and Red Blast can protect her at least. Start digging for white cards. Looking for Swords to Plowshares. Pyroblast and Teferi. Alright, I'll take Teferi, I guess. Not happy about it. I'm taking a hit from Sword this turn. I guess that's not necessarily true. It depends on what they equip the sword to. I'm gonna ignore Stifle and maybe get them with a Red Blast if they equip to Delver. There's Brainstorm. That resolves. They said, oops, LOL in the chat. Not sure what that means. Please equip to Delver. Please equip to Delver. Please equip to Delver. Damn it. They know what they're doing, and I'm mad about it. Yes. Okay. Please don't have Daze as your last card. If I Red Elemental Blast Delver, then the sword triggers, but you don't get to draw a card. Oh, oops, LOL, it's because I have Narset in play. Yeah, that's a big oops. Haha! Checkmate, I guess. Yeah, I'm just so worried about the sword. I forgot that, yeah, Brainstorm is real bad. Okay, I can just start flooding the board with white creatures. That sounds pretty good. Monastery Mentor. Brainstorm. You didn't have Daze to save your sword, so I'm not playing around Daze right now. Brainstorm works for me. Oh, nice. Put back Mentor and Teferi. Play my Island, play my Bauble, trigger Mentor again. Get to see what they tucked on top of the deck. Flooded Strand. And there we go. Got a bunch of white creatures in front of the pro-red, pro-blue creature. I guess I want to brainstorm now. Yeah, they're out of cards in their hand. This just gets me an extra life and an extra token, and they don't get to attack because I have 4 power of blockers. Hey, thanks, Narset. We both forgot about how that works with Brainstorm. All right, all right, all right. Get serious. The 4-1's on the line. Mentor's real good. Narset's real good, especially when they forget how it works with Brainstorm. And I don't think this is getting better. I'm just going back in with the same spread. Ugh. Another non-blue hand. Mana base needs a little work here. I like this. I'll save Wandering Emperor for later. Island to go. Shit. Somebody's got to stifle. I'm just going to play Plains like I don't even care. Though I care deeply. Brainstorm, okay. Right, if they play a Delver here, I get to fetch. Cool. I would like to draw a white, or not a white, a blue or a red source. And I'm going to ending the Delver. And I'm just going to ponder here, and if they have turn 3 True Name, is what it is. Gotta shuffle this. I just don't think that this game is going to be functional if I hold up Red Blast there and then like get stifled. Or even if the Red Blast works, I just like can't cast any card in my hand. I don't like those odds. Missed on the land, but I do have 2 cantrips to keep digging. And my draw step coming. Another ponder on deck. You douche. God. Alright, shuffling this. Don't be a douche. Well, as far as cards I could draw that aren't a land go, Swords of Plowshares is near the top. My opponent has no threats and no lands. Drew a land. We're in business. I think I got a ponder here. Okay, lands and mentors I'm on board with. Keep that. Let's go. See if they boarded out Wastelands or if they still got them. I'm gonna Red Blast this. I don't want to fuck with it. Wow, Force of Will. Pitching Days on that one. Okay, deal. Get a little Brainstorm at the end of my turn. Do all that before the Narset is upon you. Good call. Mentor will just completely overwhelm this Snapcaster Mage, so I'm not really worried about that as a game piece. Delver's fine. Right. I don't want to get got by Stifle, so I'm going to fetch now where I can Flusterstorm a Stifle if I have to. Alright, didn't have to. They have not indicated to me that they have the technology to Wasteland me. I'm just going to grab Tundra, which can cast Swords of Plowshares or Flusterstorm as needed. Get my Mentor in. Force Pitching Days. Hope they don't have another one of those. Another Days, that is. They just tapped out. And we're in there. That was the spell I was hoping to use to protect my Mentor and clear the board. But, alright. Still have way more cards in hand than my opponent. They have 2, I have 3. One of theirs is Swords to Plowshares that was just revealed from Delver. I can play around that for a long time. Okay, I'm at 13. Gotta stabilize this board somehow. Oh, lol. Well, fuck it. I play 3 of these, right? Let's get 1 on the stack here. Then I can plow the Delver, which makes my Mentor bigger and stabilizes against Snapcaster. All I'm trying to do is stabilize the board here. And this play is going to do that. I gain 3 life at 16. 2 cards in hand, one of them's Narset. Ooh, that's heavy. Like having to use an actual removal spell, like card in your hand on a completely free monk token. I do like Teferi quite a bit. I don't really want to bounce a Snapcaster Mage and give them another Brainstorm, but, well, in that case, I should lead with Narset, right? All right, Narset leaving up red. Got Pyroblast in my deck somewhere. Plows in my deck somewhere. There's a Plow and a Brainstorm and an Engineered Explosive. I'm going to grab the Plow. I'm just going to zap this now before they untap or draw a card. Just want Narset involved in this game. Starting to pull ahead here. Narset again. Oh, just 4 for 4. A bevy of riches. I'll take that expressive iteration, thanks. Red, blue. Put Pyroblast in my hand. Narset on the bottom. Exile Plains. Play the Plains. I'm just going to ponder here. I'm not giving them days on my Teferi. Put Plow in my hand, Island underneath it. All right, yeah, we're just squeezing the door closed. If they jam True Name Nemesis right now while I'm tapped out of red, they could get me. That didn't happen. Fairy's in. Draw a card. 3 Teferi. They have 4 cards in their hand. I'm trying to imagine what they are. Oh, probably cantrips, duh. Narset. Yeah, sure. This one I can answer in a variety of ways. I'm gonna save my Pyroblast for Name Nemesis. That's a card I care strongly about. Plow Viz. Displacer Kitten would be an exciting find. Brainstorm, let's go. Put back Basic Mountain and Flooded Strand. Play the Scalding Tarn and pass the turn. Yeah, this is a spot where Mystic Sanctuary would be good. That was like the last thing Ken and I were talking about before I played the deck, was if we want Mystic Sanctuary in the mix or not. Wow, do they even have other equipments? Because they keep getting sort of Fire and Ice in spots where it isn't been that good. I'm gonna clip the Stoneforge. Cauldra and Batterskull are cards that could just be chilling in their hand right now. Oh yeah. All right. Now we're cooking. Found a win condition. I got 25 damage to deal and 9 minutes to do it. That's fine. All right. My Emperor. Vig creature. And they've had enough. Prepared to concede to any threat there, it seems. Okay, I have played Cat twice on the channel, and I made 4-1 results both times on the channel. Just like the other league that I played, the Cat combo came up once, maybe twice, but it loomed over the game at all times. And like value Cat of just going off with Wandering Emperor happened more than once. So like Cat interacting with Planeswalkers or Baleful Strix or things that draw cards when you cast spells is just a crazy engine on its own, and it threatens a combo. I really didn't like having to pass the turn twice with my entire combo online. Like, if you can draw your deck, you should be able to win. I just feel like that's good deck building. Maybe the main deck Engineered Explosives becomes a Mox Opal. Like, if there's a Mox Opal in the deck, you can at least, like, draw until you hit your 2 baubles, and then the Opal, and then you can start floating mana off to Fairy, and you can cast Mentor. But if you're going to do that, probably want to find a slot for Oracle, too. Like, I would probably turn Plateau or Basic Plains into Mystic Sanctuary, turn Prismatic Vista into a land that can fetch Mystic Sanctuary, and then I think in this build that's this heavy on playing fair and Planeswalkers, you can get away with 2 cats. Like, if you play just 2 cats, cut the Engineered Explosives, put Mox Amber and Thassa's Oracle in the deck, that's a combo, but maybe you just don't even want to do that. Yeah, it's really interesting with the mentors about like where you want to go. Yeah, maybe you don't need an infinite combo. Maybe that's just like a schism in the blue cat soup world of immediate wins versus effective wins of just draw enough cards that you're good. And if you have Mentor in play or any token, you do also just win. Yeah, that's a really interesting deck building conundrum. And looking at this deck, I'm wondering where I would fit all these cards, which makes the previous Yorion Esper version make more sense. Yorion adding 20 cards, you just get all these slots to mess around with, and having 1 Mox Amber, 1 Thassa's Oracle is less of a hit on your plan A because it's just a smaller percentage of cards in the deck. And this could be Jeskai Yorion. There's no reason you can't do that. Just go 4 Teferi, 4 Bauble, 4 Narset. I would still probably only play 3 Mentor, add lands to fill it out, 1 Amber, 1 Oracle. That's a way to take this deck. But as far as 60 card versions go, Engineered Explosives is a flex slot. I don't know that you need 3 kittens if the combo isn't actually going to win you the game. Like, Value Cat was insane, but 3 feels like a lot of this card when it doesn't just win the game on the spot. And definitely switch one of the non-island lands for Mystic Sanctuary, and the Vista for a fetch land that can get Mystic Sanctuary. And that, my friends, is where I'm going to leave this. Another successful outing with Cat combo. Thank you all for watching. Ken, thank you for the list. I hope this was helpful. Having a blast with this card. I will be ordering several of them as soon as I'm done recording this, going 4-1 in back-to-back leagues. I'm a believer. I should own a playset of this IRL. If you're going to go order some, make sure to use my TCG Player affiliate link in the video description below, and check out all those other links, the Patreon, the Discord, all that stuff. It's down there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you for the next one.